Welcome back, everyone. I called it, I said it was going to be a tough game, and West Ham certainly showed that. It's always difficult playing against them, especially at the London Stadium. Their fans are always up for it, and they always seem to get a result against United. We drew 1-1, no 5 wins in a row, but unbeaten in 9 now. And that is even still when Amorim was manager, because it's from Amorim into Darren Fletcher, and now, of course, Michael Carrick. And let's be honest, we should be happy with the draw. It wasn't a good performance, and there are various factors as to why it wasn't a good performance. But the main factor is probably we are still struggling to break down teams that sit in a low block. Fulham wasn't necessarily a low block. They did, come and attack us. Spurs had a red card. They had no choice to sit back. Doesn't necessarily count as a low block if you have an extra man in advantage. But West Ham, Nuno Espirito Santo, that is the way he sets up his teams. Regardless of who the opposition is, they focus on defending first. And it was difficult for us to break them down. I did wanted Sesko to start, and it was good of him to come on late on in the game and score the equalizer. But that alone, that small cameo, it showed why a player like him was needed in the game yesterday from the start. That's why I definitely thought that Michael Carrick would be starting Benjamin Sesko in this game. We needed his height, we needed his presence, we needed his movement in the box for us to play crosses to. We didn't have that. Mbumo, when he's playing as a striker, tends to drift wide, tends to run in behind, tries to come short. And to be honest, Sesko does the same things. He can also run in behind. He can also drop deep to link up play. And of course, one thing he has as a benefit over all the other players in the attacking areas is his height. He could have won us balls in the air if Lomans, if Martinez decides to go long towards him and for us to play from a second ball of him heading the ball to someone close by. But that wasn't the case. Michael Carey kept the same team, and you could see where we were struggling. We had good moments of possession. We tried to control the tempo, but we didn't break them down. We didn't get through their center. Their centre backs, their three midfielders, and of course their left and right back, all tucked inside. They kept it compact, and they ensured that we're not going to get anything through the middle. We're not going to be able to play those quick 1-2s that we were able to against the likes of City and Arsenal. And West Ham definitely were playing for a point and looking to play on the counter. And let's be honest, that first half, they probably deserve more goals. They played much better than us. They looked more confident. They looked up for it. And maybe a bit of the energy levels have dropped considering these players have started 4 wins in a row and most of them played the full 90 minutes. But that is also not an excuse considering how much time off that they have. We're only playing one game a week. Now we're going to have 2 weeks off before the next game. So that cannot be seen as an excuse or a factor. Maybe Carrick should have made changes to the team. Maybe he should have kept Cunha on, taken Ahmad off, because I think in the game Ahmad wasn't having the best of times. I think that we should have maybe taken him off, but Mbumo could go play on the right. You could have kept Cunha on the left. Bruno wasn't finding the right spaces to play those passes that he wanted to. When we did want to cross the ball in, when Sesko was not on the pitch, there was nobody in the box to cross to. Casemiro scored, but it was offside. I mean, by the tiniest of margins. I think it was the start of his knee that made him offside. It's getting crazy now with VAR as to how many times goals are being ruled out. And there is a stat that came out after the game saying that Man United have had goals ruled out by VAR more than City, Arsenal, and Liverpool combined this season. That should tell you enough in terms of how good we are going forward, scoring goals, being very, very much on the attack. But it also shows that in certain games, and we can look at the evidence, it's there, we are being robbed in certain moments. I remember in last night's game alone, Ahmad was fouled by Diouf in the box. A penalty wasn't given. It's things like that that make you wonder what is actually going on with the referees and VAR. Why are they making these decisions? It's a blatant foul in the box, therefore it's a penalty by the book. Is that not what they're supposed to be following? But it wasn't given. It was checked and cleared so fast, and we only managed to put a bit of pressure on West Ham late on in the game. We got the equalizer through Sesko. Not a very good cross by Mbumo, I must add, but Sesko did extremely well to get a touch, to flick it over the keeper, and to obviously score the equalizer. You did think from then maybe we can go on to try and win the game, but it was little too late. Too little too late, in my opinion. So it's not that bad of a result to get a draw at West Ham, considering how badly we played. The character was great. That was shown by continually wanting to fight, continually wanting to go forward and score equalizer, and that is what we did. We got our just rewards for pushing on. But that's the intensity we should have had from the beginning of the game. If Casemiro doesn't get ruled out offside, we win the game. So it's not like West Ham completely outplayed us, blew us out the water, beat us in our duels and in our aggressive fights. No, we had good moments of possession. We did play some good football. We just are still at the same problem that we've had before Carrick was here, before Amorim was here. The likes of Ten Hag, Solskjaer all struggled against teams that sit back in a low block. And United has always had that problem in terms of trying to break those teams down. So we still have quite a bit to improve upon. There is still things that needs to be done in order for us to get over this particular struggle that we do have against teams that sit back and defend. But that will come with time. That will come with training. That will come with different players coming in that have the characteristics and the ability to break down a low block by themselves or with their teammates. So all these things will come in time. It was good to go on a 4-game winning run, potentially getting a fifth, talking about potentially being in a title race, trying to catch City that is now 4 points ahead of us. So it's still a good optimistic feeling around the club. We are still moving in the right direction. As I said, we have 2 weeks off. There's time now for them to work on what is wrong, try and improve on what they can, and come back stronger, come back fresher, come back fitter against Everton. And that in itself is going to be a difficult game. So we'll talk about that when the time comes. But again, you let me know in the comment section what you thought of the performance, what you thought of Carrick and his team selection. And I would like to know, do you still think that if he wins at least 10 games out of the remaining games that there is, does he deserve a chance at getting the full-time job? Let me know in the comment section. Have a wonderful day further. Till we see each other again soon in the next one. Goodbye, Red Devils. Thanks for watching. If you want more content on Manchester United, like, share and subscribe.